A common vision and a commitment to the future of veterinary medicine forged an educational and professional partnership between the Auburn University College of Veterinary Medicine and the Commonwealth of Kentucky that has stood the test of time and continues to build a bond like no other. The Auburn-Kentucky Veterinary Connection dates back to an agreement just after World War II, when hundreds of returning veterans from across the country wanted to attend veterinary school. Auburn's veterinary dean, Redding S. Suggs Sr., developed the idea for regional veterinary programs in the Southeast. Dean Suggs' vision was to provide educational opportunities to those seeking new careers after the war, and he played a critical role in developing the college as well as the veterinary profession, and in turn, paved the way for many small towns and communities to have veterinarians. Dean Suggs, who served as dean from 1940 to 1958, organized a conference on veterinary education in 1946 at Alabama Polytechnic Institute, later to be named Auburn University. Representatives from Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia attended. A meeting 2 years later led to the creation of the Southern Regional Education Board, or SREB, and he devised a plan in which students from a southern state with no public veterinary school could come to Auburn at the resident tuition rate. Dr. Suggs' visionary plan allowed Auburn to enhance its veterinary student body, to take in a full enrollment of students, and offer a much-needed educational option for young people who wanted to pursue studies in veterinary medicine. In 1951, 12 Kentuckians came to Auburn Veterinary Medicine to join the school's class of 1955, the first to graduate Commonwealth students under the SREB program. Two of those Kentucky classmates, Dr. Abram Allen and Dr. Steele Mattingly, returned to the Plains earlier this year during the 65-year celebration of the partnership. Their return to the Plains was a visit to an old friend. Although they took note of the many changes in veterinary education in the last 65 years, they shared a bond with the 38 Kentucky students graduating in the class of 2016.
Dr. Donovan was the president of the University of Kentucky, and I read one morning about in Lexington Herald about Kentucky's participation in other states trying to form a regional program at Auburn. I went to see Dr. Donovan the very next morning, and he saw me, and I told him of my concerns. He said, well, it so happens Kentucky just beat Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl. The governor was coming to the university the next week to make every member of the team a Kentucky colonel, and also Bear Bryant, who was our coach. He said, you know, if you'll get your veterinary students and have them down by that third column by the Coliseum, when I escort the governor to his limousine after the ceremony, I'll steer him over and you all can have your visit with him. After the ceremony here, come Dr. Donovan and Governor Weatherby. Came over to us, and the governor heard us, each one of us out, and he looked at it and said, well, I'll promise you boys something the A&A in 13 days. Well, can you live with that? And we, of course, we were all happy that we were going to have an answer in 13 days. 11 days from that day, he signed the bill.
Well, they treated us nice, so they're nice bunch of people down here, so there wasn't any stumbling blocks you had to get over, so it was very pleasant. And Auburn still treats people all right.
In the years following the class of 1955, Kentuckians continued their veterinary path south, including Steve Wills and Teresa Edge Wills, CVM class of 1983.
It's important to us as practice owners, to have Kentucky students coming back to Kentucky, people wanting to practice. We actually have a partner now that went to Auburn and wouldn't be there otherwise. So it's very important.
When we got here, we didn't realize the importance of that relationship, but as you get out further and having worked, trying to maintain that relationship at the state level and advocating for these slots to be funded, the importance is undeniable. And now Auburn is the only school that Kentucky students have that contract with. And when people say, you don't have a veterinary school in Kentucky, and I say, well, we don't, but it's in Auburn University.
The impact of the plan is difficult to measure because its value is extensive. Dreams have been realized, career goals have been achieved, Kentucky's economy has been strengthened, and Auburn's mission has been extended. More than half of all Kentucky veterinarians have earned their DVMs from Auburn. More than 1,600 Commonwealth students are graduates of Auburn, and young people who dream of being a veterinarian set their sights early on Auburn.
For me, it was Auburn or nothing else. I knew this is where I wanted to go, and I know a lot of Kentucky students set their sights on Auburn. And back home, whenever I tell some of my non-veterinary related friends, oh, I'm a veterinary student at Auburn, they're like, that's the best vet school, isn't it? Like, Auburn's #1. I just tell them, yep, sure is. So I think that people in Kentucky really admire this program and think that it's something special.
Today, the Auburn-Kentucky connection remains strong, guided by Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Dr. Dan Givens, a Kentucky native who benefited from the partnership himself, and Dean Calvin Johnson.
The relationship between Auburn and Kentucky has two tremendous situations where it has a great impact. One impact is on the individual student. Realize that there are students in the Commonwealth of Kentucky that would choose not to go to vet school if they could not attend and pay in-state tuition. The relationship creates an opportunity for those individual students. But also understand that the Kentucky students are a critical part of the fabric of this college. Approximately 30% of our students come from the Commonwealth of Kentucky. They've been a part of the college for 65 years. Growing up in Kentucky, this relationship afforded me a really unique opportunity. So as I completed my undergraduate degree and looked at opportunities, there was no question that the best opportunity was to come to Auburn to gain my veterinary degree. After being here for 4 years, I returned to the Commonwealth, enjoyed being in practice, but then returned here and have been here in a role of service both to Kentucky students and also this college as a whole for many years.
As we move forward with our contract with Kentucky through the SREB, we look at this as a component of our educational process in our college that is integral. And it's not a matter of if we're going to do it, it's a matter of how we're going to do it. It's a matter of being advocates for the financial support that we need from our state and from the state of Kentucky to be able to maintain and expand this relationship. It's very good at bringing in students from a variety of backgrounds, from a variety of colleges, a variety of states, Kentucky, Alabama, and 20 other states, into a freshman class. So we bring in this tremendous diversity, we bring it in, we put them into a common curriculum, working on a common degree, common white lab coats, common coveralls. What we really enjoy about our relationship with Kentucky is these students that go back to Kentucky, which most of them do when they come from Kentucky. Those students are prepared to pursue such a variety of opportunities that the state offers, and I think we're doing a good job of serving the state's needs from so many different perspectives. These students are very eager and very well equipped to come back to Kentucky and do a great job in whatever they choose to do. 65
years building strong relationships, a solid foundational partnership, and a commitment for the future that will continue to be something the Auburn College of Veterinary Medicine and the Commonwealth of Kentucky can be proud of.